passed into the Senate this Saturday after a vote-a-rama session that lasted for about 24 hours. Let's take a look at what's inside the bill and what has changed. We'll take a look into the next steps and when you can expect to receive your stimulus checks. In the stimulus bill, there will be stimulus checks for $1,400. You will get $1,400 for your children and $1,400 for adult dependents. If you make under $75,000 a year as a single person or $150,000 a year combined as a married couple, then you will receive the full amount of the stimulus check money. If you make over $80,000 as a single person or $160,000 combined as a married couple, then you will be disqualified from receiving a stimulus check, regardless of how many children or adult dependents that you have. Here are the final details of the unemployment benefits. The federal unemployment benefits will be for $300 a week. This will be on top of your state benefits. The extension of state unemployment benefits and the benefits to the self-employed, independent contractors, and gig workers will also apply. The benefits, they will be extended until September, and the first $10,200 of benefits will be tax-free. Therefore, if you already filed your tax return for 2020, you will need to refile your tax return with an amendment. In most situations, you will get a bigger refund and you will get more money back. This will not apply if your income was over $150,000. This modification will cost the stimulus bill $25 billion. You will receive $3,600 for each child you have under 6 years old. You will receive $3,000 for each child you have ages 6 to 17. You will either claim this money on your tax return or you will receive that quantity of money broken up into monthly payments. Further details about the delivery and administration of this program will be released shortly. There will not be an increase to the minimum wage. There was originally the $15 minimum wage included in the stimulus bill. That was actually in the House version. However, the Senate parliamentarian ruled that the minimum wage increase was not allowed to be in the stimulus bill. The stimulus bill, it's passing as a special type of bill, as a reconciliation bill. So there's a strict set of rules of what qualifies to go into the bill. The Senate parliamentarian said that this one does not qualify. The Democrats, they could have challenged this ruling. However, they chose not to. The Democrats, they're saying that this is still a top priority, so they will most likely be trying to pass this minimum wage increase with a standalone bill. There will be state and local government funding. There will be approximately $350 billion for state and local government funding. There will be approximately $195 billion going to the states, $120 billion for cities and counties, $20 billion to the tribes, $4.5 billion to U.S. territories, and the remainder will go for COVID projects to the states. In the previous stimulus package, there was no state and local government funding. This was the one that most recently passed. The states, they are saying that they desperately need this money to prevent further layoffs and make up for all the deficit spending. State and local governments, they have already laid off 1.3 million workers since the start of the pandemic. There's going to be more money for small businesses. The PPP will receive an additional $7 billion for another round of loans. There will be another $15 billion for EIDL loans. There's also going to be $25 billion specifically for the bar and restaurant industry to help them pay for payroll, rents, utilities, and inventory. And here are some other major items that I'll just name off from a very high-level overview. The 15% increase to SNAP benefits that will extend through September instead of expiring in June. There will be $20 billion to help households cover back rents, rent assistance, and to help with utility bills. There will be $10 billion to help homeowners pay for their mortgage, utilities, and property taxes. There's going to be $5 billion specifically dedicated to help people on the verge of being homeless. The eviction moratorium that will extend through September. There will be health insurance subsidies. Schools K through 12 will be receiving $130 billion to help students and faculty return back to school safely. Money will be spent to reduce class sizes, upgrade ventilation systems, help implement social distancing, and to buy protective gear and equipment for the schools. 20% of the money will be used to address learning loss by providing extended days or summer school. There will be $40 billion allocated to colleges. There's going to be $30 billion allocated to childcare providers. Providers can use this money on employees, rent, equipment, supplies, and to help struggling families pay for childcare. There will be $14 billion going towards vaccines for their research, development, distribution, and administration. $47.8 billion will go towards testing and contact tracing. We're going to use $7.7 billion to hire 100,000 public healthcare workers to help fight COVID. And there's going to be $20 billion going towards the National Vaccination Program. Any student loan forgiveness for the years 2021 through 2025 will be tax exempt. Unfortunately, there was nothing specifically addressed or given to essential workers. Now let's talk about the next steps. The House of Representatives, they passed the stimulus bill about a week ago. Then it progressed to the Senate, and then the Senate, they made a lot of changes. They changed the stimulus checks, the income eligibility requirements, unemployment benefits. They took out the $15 minimum wage. They took out tunnels and bridges, and they modified a whole bunch of other things. Then the Senate, they voted on the modified bill today, and it passed. Now, the Senate needs to send the stimulus bill back to the House of Representatives because the House, they approved a different version of the bill. So basically, the House, they need to vote on the Senate version of the bill. Once the House votes and passes the stimulus bill, then it will progress. It will go to President Biden. Once President Biden signs off on the stimulus bill, then the stimulus bill will be signed into law. After the stimulus bill is signed into law, then we can expect the first wave of stimulus checks to go out within 1 week. The stimulus checks, they will go out in waves. Unfortunately, some people will not receive their stimulus checks for weeks or even for months. I mean, that's just the truth. If you do not have a 2019 tax return on file, or if you do not qualify for the stimulus checks based off your 2019 tax return data, then please make sure that you file your 2020 tax returns as soon as possible if you will qualify with your 2020 data. And make sure that you have the correct banking information on your tax return so that you can be included in the first wave of people to receive the stimulus checks. So let's talk about the timing of when you can expect to receive your stimulus checks based on the timeline of the House of Representatives. The House, they are expected to reconvene on Monday. They are expected to set up the vote and pass the bill sometime midweek this coming week, so in the next few days. Once it passes in the House, President Biden is expected to sign off on the same day. So if it happens midweek this week, then you can expect the stimulus checks, the stimulus check money to hit your bank accounts around March 16th or March 17th. However, other politicians are saying that they want the House of Representatives to get this voted on and they want President Biden to sign off by March 14th. If Biden signs off on March 14th, then you can expect the stimulus checks to be in your bank accounts by March 19th. Please keep in mind that these are the dates for the first wave of stimulus checks. If there's a change in events or there are problems, I will keep you updated. So please be sure to subscribe. I thank you so much for all your support, and I look forward to finishing off the stimulus news very strong. Thank you so much again, and I wish you a very nice day and the rest of your weekend. Thank you again.